So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. For those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading again today. I can't wait to get into it. This is an impromptu reading. Spirit was guiding me to pull the cards, and so I'm going to pull cards for how many piles, Spirit? 3 piles. And I don't know what the topic is, but it's what you're needing to sort of hear right here, right now. Okay, so it's an immediate, timeless message that you're needing to hear right here, right now. It could be confirmation, could be guidance, could be what you need to know about anything at all regarding your energy around you at this time. Okay, now, of course, take only the messages that resonate for you. And because this isn't a private reading, there will be some specific messages for key individuals that are needing to hear it. You can leave those aside, but the overall energy in that pile should be something you resonate with. Okay, best way to do that is to come up with what you'll see, feel, or hear throughout the card layout that will confirm to you that it's your pile. Okay, so these are the decks I'll be using. Beautiful angels, these are the tarot. I don't know which one I'll be using for which pile. I think I'll use one for sort of each, although we do have 4 here, so I don't know if we're doing 4 piles. I guess we'll find out in the next sequence. But we will be doing a pick a card, okay, or pick an option, and then we will get into your reading. So I'll put a link right here to the tarot deck flip throughs for these decks, for those of you guys interested in these decks, and the unraveling of these decks. And for those of you guys who want to go straight away to your pile, then I will put a timestamp below and we will pick your cards together. I will see you at your pick. All right, gorgeous angels, we'll be pulling the mushroom affirmation oracle, okay, for the piles. And I do feel like we'll be doing 3, okay? So Spirit, clear and concise message for the collective that's tapped into this reading. What are they needing to hear right here, right now? Can we get the 3 options, 3 picks for beautiful pile 1, 2, and 3 for today's reading? Option 1, option 2, and option 3. All right, so I won't flip the backside just yet. We'll read it during your reading, but we have this mushroom right here. I don't know the names of my mushrooms, but the light is very bright. Hopefully you guys can see. Okay, option number 2, you have this purple mushroom right here. It's looking like coral reef. Option number 3, you have this clamshell looking like thing. I should know the name of this mushroom. I see a lot of this when I go walking at the park. All right, so let me move this. Beautiful angels, sit with this energy. Let's put it up here. And whenever you're ready, okay, select from the timestamp below. If you get stuck, close your eyes, open your eyes. Whichever one you're first sort of called or pulled to will most likely have the most messages for you, okay? And it's absolutely fine to be pulled to multiple piles, okay? Many aspects of your situation or many messages pulling through for you. And I will see you guys at your pick. Gorgeous angel, pile number 1. You guys pick this mushroom right here. Okay, and we'll reveal what's on the back side of this shortly, but we're going to pull your cards together. If you want to go straight away to your channeled message, you can do so. I'll put a timestamp below. For those of you guys working on your intuition, we can pull these cards together. We'll ask Spirit for what it is that Spirit's wanting to communicate to you at this time. Okay, so we have Serenity. I will read those shortly. The color theme is this silvery sort of border. What more for pile number 1 Spirit is needing to come through? One more, okay. Energy for pile 1. What are they needing to know right here, right now? All right. These Inner peace, serenity. Oh my gosh, you guys see this theme? This one's sliding off the top. Lots of silvery energy over here. Clear and concise message for pile 1. What is this message about? One more. Heard you're working through something. If you're working through releasing or seeing something in order to find some form of peace. All right. So let's see. What is pile 1 needing to hear? What are they needing to know right now? And these clear and concise message. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. I don't know if I called you pile 3. Feels like I did for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so the only two that's revealed themselves is serenity and peace, inner peace. Okay, 10 and 91. So we have 1 and 1. 11. 11's a master number. Okay, synchronicity and encouragement to keep going. This could be a message of encouragement or confirmation, but 1 is all about new beginnings. Okay, opportunities. So we have inner peace, letting go versus control, spontaneity, flexibility, tolerance, compassion, and imperfection. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go with the inner call. Serenity, non-judgment, appeasement, patience, sweetness, soul equality, acceptance of feelings. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. Wow. Okay. And then we have this one sort of in the sideways position, and it says desperation 35 or the number 8. I am going to leave this sideways because I do feel like there's a release or a letting go of some form of a desperation. Okay. So let's see. How does that play into this reading? 51 and 6. So 6 is lovers and devil. We have Gemini, Capricorn energy pulling through with 51. Purification path. It says listening to your intuitions, deciding alone, daring, autonomy, disengaging, facing your fears. Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust. Wow, we have silver and gold. Something about maybe, feeling second or something like this. Maybe there was some sort of having to prove self or some form of a desperation here we're letting go of and just facing sort of what is. There's an acceptance that's coming through very strong. Okay, confession 37, another silver colored card. And it says alignment practice, ethical leadership, repentance, ecological action, purification ritual, philosophical circle. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. So another 1, 1, 1, 1. You might be seeing, I don't know what 111 angel number means. Okay. 37, which is 10. And so we have copper. So now we have gold, silver, and copper. Interesting. This copper is like this bronzy sort of color. Okay, and then we have Chiron, the wounded healer, and this is 11, so more 1s here. Okay, and then sublimation, 67, which is number 13. So 13 is transformation. This looks like ascension with the sublimation. Okay, and then we have sap of the moon planet, number 41, or number 5. Okay. No, I always say planet. Plant. Sap of the moon plant. Not planet. I think I've said that every single video until I realized that was plant and not planet. Anyway, the androgyne 62, or number 8. Okay. And then we have coriander with honoring self. This is the way it has always been done. That's the trigger statement. And then the true statement is I create my way. You are ready to fulfill your desires by thinking outside the box. The path less traveled may be more fulfilling. Wow. Okay, and then we have monthly receptivity. The trigger statement, I am guarded. The true statement, my heart is open. This is a time for you to receive new information. Open your heart to receive it. Wow. And then we have wavering with 70 or 7. We have more gold here with loyalty, number 6 coming through again. So 66 is a master number. Okay, service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. Loyalty, responsibility, belonging, family, sharedness, solidarity, commitment. Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust. And then we have introjection with 31 and 4, defense mechanism, altruistic sublimation, identification, inclusion, absorption, incorporation, and internalization. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. Okay, let me sit here with your energy, although it is coming through quite clear what this message is about, okay? Let's take a look at the sap of the moon plant and see what is coming through here. Thought I had this book. Yes, I do. Okay, so that is 41. 41. Escala 41. Here it is. It says, nocturnal sacred water of the unconscious. Subcus linearia is an ancient substance said to be born of water, plant, and moonlight. This elixir develops in the depth of the night and is thus a metaphor for the wellspring of the unconscious. When this alchemical magic is afoot, it's all about dreams. The answers you are seeking will not come from the intellect nor the opinion of others. It will surface from the depths, as if rising from the ancient waters of your memory. The work is to rest, restore, and awaken your celestial senses. Do this by pausing, by releasing your grip. Sap of the moon plant signifies you are in the deep territory of destiny and imagination. This is a mythic moment. The dream is waiting to show itself, but awaits your sincere invitation. Ask and rest, and it will be revealed. It says to ponder the divine feminine, right? Because moon energy and water is feminine energy. So that's the opposite of this control energy, okay? Controlling energy here, which would be having to do more feminine energy, is more just allowing and receptive. Okay, so let's flip over this mushroom shaggy ink cap. Growth, destruction cycle. Every stage of your evolutionary growth has a cycle and a purpose. Okay. Okay, beautiful pile number 1. You're working through some heavy duty stuff here, okay? It's something that has been sort of, I don't want to use the word entrapping you, but it does feel like it's been controlling you. Like when we're unconscious of certain ways of being, it sort of controls what we do and how we act and how we engage, and then our feelings are pulled by this. You're overcoming a lot of this because I do feel like you're seeing through some of this shadowy part of self. It's coming through from the subconscious here. Okay, a lot of this is tied to a feeling of having to prove self. Okay, so you can obviously tie back to self-worth, It's like when we accept ourselves and we know our worth, there is nothing we're forcing or doing or having to interject in any sort of way rather than just accepting what is. Okay, and so I do feel like there's an energy that you're releasing here, and that's a good thing. And this release is that of having to prove self or having to do something in order to be valued, in order to show your worth, in order to maintain something, But really, it is also intertwined with fear, because it's like fear that I'll be missing out, or fear that I'll be forgotten, or fear that I might be abandoned, or fear that this might not work out, or fear that I might not be seen for all the good things that I know I do have. And so I feel like you're going through some sort of, I feel it's a karmic cycle or a karmic lesson or a development you've been working on for some time and having to heal. This could be generational wound. This could be something you've been aware of for a long time, or this could be something that's just been surfaced and shown to you that you're working through. And why we're working through this is because I do feel like your circumstance, situation, or energy has been turbulent, not peaceful. And so this is kind of like maybe anxiety driven, maybe exhaustion, maybe really feeling like not seen, tired really of having to prove oneself, or even of not feeling seen or valued or heard or understood. And so there is this sort of acknowledgement to self, and also I think a acceptance. And the only way we could get to this stage, is to know that there's some form of an untruth here. But I feel like we're still amidst, I think at this point, what's really heavy here is I can no longer carry that way of being, because it's tiring and it doesn't feel aligned. So that's great, because we see it. And if you don't see it, you can't really heal it or fix it or do anything about it. So that's great. But I think there is still an underlying belief under that, of why this belief was created in the first place. The belief that I got to do or show up in a way here that makes me seen, rather than just allowing things to be, is the belief that there's something lacking within me, or that there's some, again, it's all about how you connect to self. And so if we know our self-worth, if we know our own value, and if we know that it's not predicated on how someone or other things reflect back to us or treat us, that our innate value is unwavering here, then there would be no need for us to have to control, and for us to have to manipulate, and for us to exhaust ourselves and do things maybe against our truest nature. And so I feel like we're working through this. And obviously self-love, self-acceptance is a journey unto itself. It's not an easy thing to do. Okay. I do feel you're in this process of a higher state of consciousness in order to see from a bigger picture, rather than sort of reacting subconsciously. Okay, this is big healing that's happening. And also this more higher state of consciousness allows you to have a broadened understanding that doesn't necessarily judge, or doesn't necessarily put things into boxes or labels. We're very easy to sort of, the mind wants to put things into labels and wants to say, this is what this is, that's what that is. So we understand it and we identify, and then we can, be easy about it, because we can sort of trick ourselves in a way here to understand things as black and white, or as this or that, but as we know, spiritual things and things in general, and everything's really spiritual in this world, is that there is no black and white, really. I mean, yes, there's positive and negative polarity and energy and dark and shadow, but things are very nuanced. Paradoxically, there could be things that encompass, parts of shadow and parts of light, and a mixture of that. And so there is no such label on, certain thing. And so I feel like what we're learning about is that although there might be similar things, okay, they're all unique and different unto themselves. And so this journey of discovery is very unique and specific to you, because it isn't necessarily the typical maybe journey of self-worth or self-acceptance, but very specific to you, because there could be parts of yourself that are understood, that are strengths, and then there could be parts of you that are like trading off certain truths, and so we don't know until we intimately sort of sit with self to understand what parts of myself have I been not honoring, and what parts of myself have I been not listening to or acting in truth about, And so I feel like there's this real listening to this inner self without judgment. And then I also feel like this allows you to have a stronger support and conviction on your decisions, because I do feel you're very strong here energetically. It's very difficult for people just to convince you. And also that you are like weak in any way, or like a follower, or like low self-confidence, or lack something. No, I don't see this at all. I see somebody here who's very confident in self, And so what's coming through here, though, is that there's parts of self here that we might oversee or take for granted or not really intimately understand. And this is the part that maybe when we do things that second guess ourselves, we second guess our decisions, or we second guess what we're supposed to sort of be doing, or, this is sort of a thing. And we only second guess this because we still haven't developed a full trust in our ability to stand behind and committed to our decisions and our actions. There's this like doubt that might creep up, okay, which is common. But I feel like we're working through a lot of these doubts and a lot of these sort of areas that maybe we were overseeing. And so there is an energy of carving some path forward for you in a way here that hasn't been done or understood. So this is something that isn't conceptually understood. And maybe this is something here that's like, for all of you guys, I don't know what this is applying to, okay? But there's like a way to move forward. I'm hearing like a fix, whatever a fix is, but it's not like a one and done solution. The fix here is very custom. And the customization of this fix is like how to navigate the path forward and carve the path forward has been something that has been challenging for you, as we know, because custom creations of things will take a lot of conviction and belief, like belief in ourselves without sort of second guessing and listening to the voice of doubt. So there is this like, I support myself. I can trust myself. I can make this decision without fear. Fear of maybe it won't work, or fear of maybe I'm going against the grain, or maybe, I'll get ostracized, or what if it doesn't work out? Like all of those hang-ups, I think, have been a big thing in the past. Okay, I feel we're rising above all of this. And I feel like we might have been having to go through the ringer of it, for quite some time. It's like maybe feeling very disappointed, or like we're missing out, or like we were choosing the other path, or the path that was, it felt like we were supposed to be in that path, but it felt like we were trying to control outcome, or we were trying to be something that wasn't really aligned with who we are and how we're feeling here. Okay, and so even though the energy we're encompassing, it feels a lot lighter because it's like my heart is open, we have serenity and inner peace. It takes a lot of courage and strength, because it's like a feeling of when we truly surrender and we do this, it's like the fear still might be there, it's still there or present, or it still creeps in. The doubt might still be creeping in, and it's like, but I'm still going to move forward, or I'm still going to trust myself to do this, whatever this is. I don't know. Okay, but I feel like there's a strong energy now being birthed from within you of confidence to support your decisions, confidence in your ability to understand maybe what is right for you in the heart, not for anyone else. It's like, this feels right for me. I could stand behind this, whatever this is, again, this way of being, or this decision I'm making, or this path. It's like I'm no longer wavering on this path. This path is specific for me. This path I have to stand true on. And I'm also developing this path. And so just because it's not carved out, it might have seemed like a bigger challenge. It's like it's not carved out. So maybe in the past, it's like it's not a path. Maybe we didn't see it as a path, or there was another like roadblock of sorts. It's like it's not clear. So I must sort of stay where I'm at, or do what I am doing. But I felt like what you were doing, or where you were, was there was a resistance of a part of self, or a neglect, or I don't know what the right word is, an overseeing of some part of self. And this part is dying to be seen, understood, held, lived on, and worked with. And so this is the healing that's being done here. Okay. And I feel like, yeah, I don't know, because we see this introjection. I just feel like there was a lot of still feeling on the outs, even when we were trying to belong. It's almost like, when we're with the wrong friend group, or we're just at the wrong job, or if we're at the wrong, I say wrong again, it's misaligned, misaligned relationship, misaligned. It's like no matter what sort of things are happening there, the feeling inside always kind of feels off, or misaligned, or not full or fulfilled. And that seemed to be going on. And I don't know how long we were sort of sitting in that energy. So it's like, no, I got to release, this part of me that wants to still hang on to that friend group or like be approved or accepted in this connection, or or hang on to the job because it's still sort of, I still identify with it as a part of where I need to be or who I am. And so it takes a lot of strength to detach from that thought, So let's take a look at the tarot and see what I've missed for pile 1. The spirits for pile 1, what is this right here, right now? Message pile 1 is needing to know about this energy that they're in. Is there any further guidance? Any, confirmation. I dropped the card. Give me a second. It fell like this. Okay, so we have 6 passion. This is the 6 of cups. Wow, this is a very passionate 6 of cups. So what's the 6 cups? That's this. My heart is open. Okay, so it's like there's a greater truth within you. Okay, this could be like my childhood dream, what I've always truly wanted, what I feel is right in my heart. There's like a truth here that can't go ignored. And we're finally confident in our ability to stand behind it and our decision to go after it or move in that direction, or at least release what isn't us. It's like, no, it's for sure here with this confession. We're admitting it's like, I see it now. I see it now, what is for me and what's not for me. Okay, and you could have wanted this for quite some time, a dream you might have had as a child, or just like a wish that's like something, but it never really thought would happen for you, or that you could get it. Again, it's like I create my own way, because maybe you had to have something custom, It's like, I want this, whatever this is, this type of a relationship or this type of a job, but it's like, it doesn't exist. Oh, I'm just dreaming, I'm dreaming this type of a person doesn't exist, or someone who would, do this or that. It would be perfect for me, but there isn't this type of a thing. It's wishful thinking. It's like, no, this thing exists for you. And I feel like there's an acceptance here. Okay, so we have solitude, which is the hermit energy in reverse. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Spirit, what am I missing? So are we coming out of solitude after a long time of reflecting? Let's see, what is this? Some of you guys might be coming out of a period maybe where, like, let's say if this is, you being single, for example, and it's like, I'm finally ready to date, or I'm finally ready to go out there. I'm finally ready to commit to something. I'm finally ready. Okay, that's what this energy is sort of giving off here. Okay, wisdom keeper. So we have the Hierophant and then the 6 of Wands. So yeah, it's like this energy of what everyone else is sort of told me was the way that it had to be. If I didn't find success there, I'm going to carve my own path to find what I can commit to, what I can create in my world that appreciates me, respects me, all of me, where I am valued and seen and appreciated, but maybe it didn't exist where I was at. And so I feel like you're coming out of a state of reflection or finally understanding that this is what you want so that you can align to it. Let's see, what's going on here, Spirit? What am I missing? 5 swords in reverse. It says arrogance. And then we have the Page of Swords in reverse. It says scrutiny. So this is kind of a difficult energy here. Okay, 5 swords in reverse, but I'm seeing like arrogance would be an ego. Okay, 6 wands is my ego card as well. And so again, maybe there was a lot of how I'm being perceived, and that dictates what I'm willing to sort of put up with here. But there was a lack of sort of understanding. Okay, lack of understanding here in this action, creating this sort of tension. So 10 pentacles, which says privilege. So again, like this Hierophant, this 10 pentacle, it's like your future commitments, your future things that you want to commit to and build over time. Okay, the 2 of swords, and it says restraint. So this is that coming out of hermit to make some form of decision. We've been sitting on the fence about, where do I commit to? What do I value? What do I want to build? Where do I want to be seen? Where do I want to have success? It's like I'm finally understanding in my heart what's true to me. And I know that in the energy that I have been choosing or doing has been a misalignment, a misunderstanding. It's been creating tension. Okay. And then we have 9 of Pentacles. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. And then the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. It says consuming. So satisfaction and consuming. Okay. So beautiful angel. This is a beautiful energy because, again, like I said, there was in the process of a release. Okay. That's what this is. In the past, I might have really been hanging on to an identity, a place, a version of me, a situation that I was set up. You know, I could have been very established there. It could have provided me with a knowing or a comfort of sorts, even if it was lacking in something. And it definitely was lacking in something. Okay. And so I am now trusting myself. That's all this loyalty, this ability to, like I said, support that part of self that maybe we were wavering on, wavering, like unsure about, unsure with our confidence. Could I move in that direction? Is this for me? Should I just stay put and put up with or settle? No, this is all about you being in your confidence here, and the confidence to accept a release, to not have to cling, to not have to force yourself to belong in a place that doesn't feel like it is for you anymore. Because again, we had to either play small or we had to sacrifice a part of what we really wanted in order to stay there. And we can't do it no more. It became too heavy. And so we might have been humming and hawing, not sure what to do. There's a world out there. And then there's this world that I'm sort of in. And I have to choose, or I have to decide. And I got to sort of move in that direction. And I feel like you're moving in this direction. You're coming out of this reflection period, and your understanding of your value and how much weight you have in choosing this and building this that is in your hands is what you're seeing and finally connecting to. Okay. So beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys picked this mushroom right here. So we'll get into your reading. If you want to go straight away to your channeled message, you can do so, although we will pull the cards together. Okay, and we're looking at an immediate right here, right now message from Spirit regarding what you're needing to know. Okay, this could be any topic, anything right now, but this is an impromptu reading, and it is a timeless message. So whenever you do hear this, the message was meant to find you. Okay, so let's ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for pile 2. What is this messaging all about? What are they needing to know right here, right now, spirits? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. What message is coming through here for pile number 2? What are they needing to know? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. You guys can go straight away to your channeled message if you want. Interesting. This came out for pile number 1. Wow. Okay, there's another one. So if you were called or pulled to 1, this could be confirmation for you that this is your pile. Also, if you do want to listen to 1, there could be more messages for you there for pile 2. All right. And some of these for pile 2. One more. Okay. Pile 2. Let's take a look, okay? So for the mushroom card, you guys got the violet coral. Yeah, community. It says, be unapologetically you. Seek out others like you and find your tribe. Wow. 31 and 4. This came out for pile 1. Okay, so interjection. It says artistic sublimation, identification, inclusion, absorption, incorporation, and internalization. Type 4, the individualist thinking center emotional center between lack and abundance. So 4 is Emperor energy. It's also Scorpio energy here, okay? And so we have antimony. Okay, so wow, burning away of everything except for what is real and true here. So 27, or the number 9, Virgo Cancer energy. We have rotation, And so this is about cycles. Okay, so we have number 69, and we have spring, 17, and we have the blue temple, 54. Let's put it there. Okay, fascinating. We have coping, number 9. So another 9. Nines are about fruition, completion, fulfillment. Okay, we have rosemary, and this says wisdom. The trigger statement, it doesn't make sense. The true statement is, I see the bigger picture. You're moving towards a deeper level of understanding, from knowledge to wisdom. Take time to absorb the lessons. Interesting, because these could talk about cycles where we keep experiencing the same thing, and this deep blue sort of energy could be this understanding of something that we can't feel or touch. It's like an inner standing of something that's realized through wisdom and experience. Okay, so we have Helcherism. I don't know how to say that. Helcherism. Anyway, hope. Trigger statements, I will not forget. The true statement, I open my heart, release the suffering, and take another step forward. Sweet one. With each step, you will see more light and healing. Okay. We have ordinariness with 22. 22 is a master number. Okay, this is about divinely guided relationships, healthy energetic boundaries. Okay, diplomacy, peacemaker. So it says conformism, platitude, routine, dullness, monotony, and mediocrity. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. So another 4. So 4s, like I said, are Emperor and Scorpio, but it is about structure, foundations, planning, stability. Okay, material reality, problem solving. So 44 is also a master number. Integrity as a foundation, treating the earth as home and a temple, manifestation, and leadership. So some masculine energy coming through. We also have celery seed with cleanse. Trigger statements, there is no answer. And the true statement, I am the answer. The aligned outcome for you is simple, but not necessarily easy. Commit your goals to heart each day and know every single action will take you closer to them. Beautiful. All right. And then we have, compartmentation. Okay, 32 and 5. So it says fragmentation, isolation, division, cleavage, lowering, and separation. Type 5, the observer, thinking center between interior and exterior. So 5 is Taurus and Sagittarius energy. There's some Hierophant and some Temperance energy coming through. We also have projection with 59. Okay. And then we have leading ethically with 53 and 8. Purification path, thinking and analyzing, working together, common good, emotional needs, interdependency, welcoming vulnerability. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. And then we also have being carefree, okay, with 7. So veil of ignorance, gluttony of experiences, refusal of limits, instability, excessive joy, rationalization, avoidance of suffering. Type 7, enthusiast, thinking center between pleasure and pain. Wow. Okay, so 7 is about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding, spirituality, intellect, okay, personal growth. So what should we do here? Let's do this. And then we will pull some tarot. Let me sit with your energy here and see what wants to pull through as a message for you right here, right now. Okay, beautiful angel. It's not as clear as 1 was, but it's very similar energy to 1 today. So maybe collectively we're going through similar sort of energy here under the collective that I'm tapped into. I'll pull tarot and hopefully it becomes more clear as we go. Sometimes that happens, Some things are clear here and some things are in question here, especially this energy when I get over here. But anyway, you might want to go watch one, okay? Because some similar cards are overlapping here, but the energy is seen very similar. So there is a process you're amidst, okay? And I do feel it is very cyclical in nature, because I do feel like we might be experiencing similar things, or feeling as though we're stuck in something, or felt as though we were stuck in something. And I say felt because spring is here, meaning a lot of this stuck energy and a lot of this frozen state is, melting away in order for there to be sort of new life. And the only way to make space for new, obviously, as we know, is to release what no longer serves and what is old. Okay, but this antimony card is really about like get sort of like an energy of anything there that isn't pure in the purest state here can no longer sort of sustain, And so although it's a painful process to go through this experience, it's like it's much needed in order for there to be a truth seen and understood about what is actually real, with a capital R. Because sometimes we have certain beliefs and perceptions that we run with, and we hang on to that as a safety blanket and a coping mechanism, because it makes me feel okay, but a lot of it is coming from projection. And so we could choose to be in this state of illusion, perception, projection, running sort of blind, and sort of allowing there to be things in our world that might not necessarily be the truest form of authentic expression that truly aligns with who I am and what I'm about. So this means I'm putting up with certain groups of people, unpleasant jobs, relationships that are lacking, making myself small, or like lowering my standard, or a difficulty understanding my own boundaries, what it is that I want, what it is that is valuing me or showing me something here. So there seems to be a settling energy and a dismissing of something that is truthfully wanting to be seen and understood, that is a part of who you are innately. We cannot silence this part of us. It is authentically us. Okay, this could definitely be something such as, now it doesn't have to be this, but let's just say our sexuality, if we are suppressing a part of our sexuality, it will catch up to us. There's only so much of this sort of energy that we're able to sort of bend, or lie to self about. And so there is this truth that is coming to the surface, or has been working its way through many cycles, in order for you to be able to manage a way here to align yourself, because we are human, and so change is difficult for us to just sort of incorporate a different energy without us really inner experiencing and understanding, our values and what the results are and the ramifications of going against it. What does that look like? So there's a lot here about you coming to some understanding through, an experience that has been very painful or dissatisfying, or feeling left out, maybe abandoned, maybe feeling rejected, maybe feeling isolated or misunderstood, suppressing some part of self, and maybe it wasn't bad. And this is it. It's like when something's not bad and we can make do, it's like, okay, but it's just misaligned. And so it becomes sort of bad, if you will, to suppress a part of self that is wanting to be expressed and lived through. And it will keep manifesting in ways of experiences over and over and over, until we submit and see that we can't suppress a part of self that wants to be lived through and acknowledged, and we can't pretend or deny that that part of us is there. Okay, and so I feel like maybe there was thinking we could control or tuck this away in some other space or time, and I feel like the divine is saying there's a greater wisdom here in knowing that to find this truth, this alignment with self, there's a way of doing this. Okay, and this way of doing this is more aligned with truth. And it does require you to sort of be a leader. And this leading energy could be very scary, because when we're a leader, we sometimes are alone, and we got to go against maybe the people that we used to support or that supported us. So we might have to say some tough things or do some tough things. And then it's like, do I stand alone? And how long do I stand alone? And how does this feel? It feels vulnerable. It might feel very, it might feel weak, but it's really not weak. It's strong. And so it's strong because we're choosing truth. It's strong because we are, despite where it might lead us, we're choosing to speak our truth and to stand, with our wobbly legs, so to speak, because we don't know. We don't know what speaking our truth will result in, And so I don't know what this being carefree, because this is giving me that energy of 9 cups in reverse. It's almost like a shadowy part, but I feel like maybe this is what we were suppressing, It's like, yeah, I feel it's a 9 cups in reverse, but it's like, why can I not have emotional fulfillment, in a way here that maybe we felt guilty. When we have a tough upbringing, and it's like, if we're having fun or if we're like enjoying something, it's like we feel bad or guilt about it. It's like, no, it's work, 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 especially if you come from like, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, like a strict background, like sometimes we get implanted in ourselves that if we're enjoying ourselves or if we are having something that's good, then it's like it's temporary or it won't last. They'll be taken away. And so this sort of a thing, I don't know if that's resonating for all of you guys, but I do feel for all of you guys, there is this suppression of what makes me truly happy, even sometimes, where we have those days where we're just overly gluttonous, because we need those for our soul. It's like it's pizza nights and Slurpees and candy and movies and, and then you call in sick the next day because my soul is craving to connect to it and have this energy that recognizes what it's sort of needing to feel here. And so maybe, whatever we were suppressing is coming through with a rage here. Okay. I heard something I'm not going to repeat. Okay. But we do see 69 here. So there's some sort of a rage coming through here. And so this is like, the more we resist, suppress, the stronger it comes with a vengeance, I think what's going to remain here is just the solid truth. And we can never look back at the same thing in the past in the same sort of way, because of the fact that now we see something differently. And so, yeah, and it's interesting. This wolf is sort of like a cutout, and then this tree is sort of like a cutout of the white. It's like the only thing that sort of remains is the purity and the truth. And so there's some environment that I feel you're still in or still working through, but at least we can connect to some greater truth here. And even with community, it's like a group of people, or like I said, it involves other people or some sort of established thing here that's been, like a pretty mundane, or I feel it's your norm, it's your go-to, it's in your everyday experience here. It's a job, it's a family, it's a relationship, it's your everyday. And so we can't suppress it because it touches every aspect. It's not like just once in a while, I don't like going to weddings. And so then we go every once in a while, if we want. But this is like every day I'm sort of faced with this thing that I have to address here. And they're feeling like there's no way out of this thing. And there is. Okay. And so this is about not resisting what we wanted, but listening to our heart and saying, what is it that is aligned with my truth, and then not fearing it. And so sometimes we try to tell ourselves again, it's like, I've been told that this would be bad, or that this path is not me for whatever reason. But this is a belief we carried to be in line, or to, toe the road, or whatever it is that we feel like we had to do in order to become the person that we were committing to be here. Okay. But it does feel like a type of settling energy. So let's see then, well, what are we missing? What do we need to know then for pile number 2? What do we need to know for pile number 2? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Thank you so much, Pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. For Pile 2, Spirit. We have the 5 wands. Yeah, it's like I don't no longer agree with that with the group, you know? Internal conflict about staying there. 6 of coins in reverse. I can no longer contribute. I can no longer stay here. Maybe it's not giving to me. It's not feeding me. It's not supporting me in the way that I need. And so I'm conflicted here. We might be, getting into arguments or just have different beliefs with the people there. Okay, or a different sort of value system. So we see the Page of Wands in reverse. I do feel all these cards are going to be irrelevant here. So let's see, what do we have? We have the Page of Cups, following your hearts. Look at how beautiful and innocent, such a beautiful energy from this Page of Cups. And then we have the Strength in reverse. Yeah, so holding ourselves back. It does take a lot of courage to follow our heart or dream or childhood dream and say, this is what makes me happy, regardless if I'm judged or where I'm at right now. So the Knight of Swords, confronting something. 6 of Wands, victory. This came out for Pile 1, if you guys recalled, like I said. 6 of Wands is also my Eagle card, okay? But it is about victory, being seen, being appreciated, acknowledged, overcoming something here. 4 Swords. And we have Balance, which is Temperance energy, Sagittarius. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. And so 5 Pentacles is being without. Feeling like we're without, and here it feels like something's not giving, contributing in the Pentacle realm. So we have the Emperor, and under that we have the Empress in reverse. Wow, Emperor and Empress back to back here. So Taurus, Libra, and Aries energy, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. The Empress is in reverse. I don't read bottom of the deck, in reverse. So what is this telling me? You guys are finding a balance between your masculine, your feminine energy in order to be constructive, to make decisions of courage and empowerment and confidence in your ability to stand in your decisions with what matters. Okay, you're healing a lot of this because I feel like a lot of this could have been stemmed from a lack of self-worth, from an inability to understand what it is to give and receive from a heart space that's genuine and vulnerable, and wanting to align with the truth of how I'm feeling, okay, because there's an egoic maybe mask or persona or what's expected of me that's been sort of running the show. But it's created all sorts of conflict, and it hasn't been paying my world here in any sort of way by me withholding and holding myself back. So there's some calling, a passion I feel very, very called to and pulled to that's more aligned. I see it, I want it, and you're going to have success there, okay? I feel like Spirit is really talking about you confronting and dealing with this thing where you might have been fearing the ramifications in the past, despite maybe not healing the full part of self that might still not feel not worthy, still might not see your full value. It's like I still maybe don't see it, but all I know is that staying put here is trading this off, and I can no longer trade this off. I can no longer invest here or give to the situation. It's created too much of a conflict here for me to stay here. And so in the past, I do feel like we were really concerned about how we would appear to others, or like others saying, oh, you're finding success here. This is the venue in which I find success is through this sort of means. And now it's like, let me actually confront this thing. Am I actually winning here? Is this actually aligned with the truest aspect of me and my heart's desires and what I really want to do? I feel like we've been reflecting for quite some time here. And I think you've been really healing this part of yourself, because I do feel like we might have been so out of balance that we were just sort of doing motion, staying put. And now it's like, I no longer want to settle for the lack. The lack, which is lacking in the area that I've been suppressing, lacking in the area that I feel right now I want to have in my world. And so to do this, I have to be honest. To do this, I have to show some courage, some strength, and some energy here that allows me to move towards this thing and make it a reality rather than hold myself back and silence it in my own sort of internal dialogue, And so for some of you guys, this could definitely be relationship-wise. It's like, I won't move towards the person that I like, and I'll stay here and settle in this relationship. Or if for some of you guys it is a job, it's like I want to own my own business here, but it's like I have maybe a core belief here that's not seeing my value of what I could produce or how I can, contribute here to the world or invest in something here. There's this like lack mindset of like, maybe I'd have to like compete and I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, and I'm missing the resource, or some lack of confidence. And so this is Empress in reverse. It's like seeing the lack rather than what you do have and what you can contribute. Okay, so I feel like this is what's churning, changing, healing, balancing out here for you guys, beautiful angels. And I feel like maybe, it's like I don't want to do another cycle here. I feel really trapped, and Spirit is really talking about this change of perspective that's coming. Okay, this change of perspective, knowing that I know that I'm just acting on a belief that's untrue because I'm projecting my scarcity mindset or my lack mindset onto a situation here because there is no lack. Okay, so beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Pile number 3, you guys picked this mushroom right here. I see a whole lot of these mushrooms here in Winnipeg when I walk in the forest, in the parks, in the trees. So, beautiful angel, what are we looking at? We're going to pull your cards, okay? You can skip ahead if you like. Some of you guys like this process, okay? And we're asking Spirit for the messaging that's what's pulling through here. This is kind of an impromptu reading. I wasn't expecting to do one today. And so Spirit's wanting to come through with a message for you. This could be guidance. This could be confirmation. Okay, this could be energy around you. I don't know, but don't force it to fit. Spirit, what do we want to communicate to the collective here that's picked pile number 3? What is this messaging about right here, right now? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3. What is this messaging about for pile 3? Anything else from here? 2 more. Wow, okay. Luxury revealing itself, 53. Any more? No, I'm not feeling that one no more. I'm feeling this one. What does pile 3 need to know? Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Oopsie. YouTube overlords do not like. Okie dokie. So 53 and 8 luxury, it says libertarianism, depravity, excess, seduction, without respect, exploiting others. Type 8, the challenger instinctive center between strength and weakness. Okay, and then the card you picked here is turkey tail with blockage. See bums in the background here. Okay, so blockage, it says focus on building your energy to push through obstacles within and outside yourself. Wow, okie dokie. And we have isolation 21 and 3. Domination 62 and 8. Wow. Okay. Ego's pitfall, stress level, power, relationships, aggressiveness, self-justice, manipulation, being an outlaw, authoritarianism. Type 8, the challenger instinctive center between strength and weakness. Wow. Okay. And then we have welcoming failures 48 and 3, purification path, detaching from the result, redefining success, being authentic, telling the truth, rebalancing your life, detaching from objects. Type 3, the achiever, emotional center between appearing and authenticity with the solar plexus energy. Then we have divine love 92 and 2, mystical union, acceptance to receive, unconditional love, self-esteem, pure altruism, universal empathy, personal well-being. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. This is the root chakra. And then we have in control with 26 and 8, conscious awakening, uncontrolled anger, authoritarianism, personal justice, conflict tendency, fear of vulnerability, rejection of weakness. Type 8, the challenger instinctive center between strength and weakness. And then we have eucalyptus with trigger statement, I am sick. True statement, I am alive. Reset. Okay, it is time to embrace a new way of being, one filled with healthy and the freedom to create a new reality. Wow. And we have the great work number 61 or 7. And we have benevolent guide number 57. And we have 63 or 9, mental tendency with stubbornness, determination, perseverance, obsession, willfulness, dodginess, and relentlessness. Type in the peacemaker instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself, more solar plexus energy. So we have the Siberian fir with acceptance. Trigger statement, we must remember. The true statement, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you and forgive on behalf of generations of the past. Wow. Breath 36 or the number 9. 99 is a master number. Okay, being a change you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer serves. We have Mars. So this is Aries, Scorpio energy. Okay, and then we have Copper. This came up for Pal 1. If some of you guys were called, it could be a message there for you. And then we have Calming with acceptance. Trigger statement, I cannot trust anyone. The true statement, everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. And we also have cleansing with purification. Trigger statement, their opinion matters to me. True statement, I see things in a new way. As you release external influences and energy, you will become clear in regard to what is needed. Oh, with regard to what is needed. Okay, let me skedaddle this up. There's a mishmash of energy here. This is interesting, although I do feel there's like a common sort of collective theme that's going in all 3 piles here, more so than normal when I read. So let's see why this message was sort of coming out as a impromptu. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, beautiful angel. I think for a lot of you guys, this could be energy around you, okay? I know I read a lot of relationship readings, and sometimes I tap into the person you don't want to hear about. Oh, Lord. Linda's the Twin Flame Train Bus channel. Welcome. All Twin Flames, get off the bus. This might be your reading, okay? This could be your person. This could be you. But it always comes through my channel this way. I don't know. I'm so frustrated. I guess you come here for your Twin Flame updates, you know? It's just frustrating for me because it's like sometimes we just want to move on to our healing without hearing from the person who is stuck or whatever. I think this is your person, okay? Pile 3, whatever. I don't know. It's late. I'm tired and now I'm getting grouchy. What's going on here? Take this if it resonates as your energy, someone around you. There is an energy here of somebody being in a you versus me energy, okay? Ego does this, of course. It's a you versus me. And of course, if it's you versus me, I have to choose me because this is a lack mindset. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and if I don't eat, then I die. Okay, I know it sounds very extreme, but when we act on this sort of a root belief, then we start to act like there's lack, and we start to do things that seem very selfish, and we start to behave in ways that put other people out because we need to win. We need to succeed. Okay, now it's like our life depends on it. If I appear foolish, if I have a little crack of vulnerability, if I do anything at all that shows some sort of weakness, then I might go down with the ship. You know, we could think extreme energy here. Like if I'm vulnerable, if I'm exposed, if I'm doing anything here that might compromise myself, to all of you guys, it's a different extreme. Okay, because sometimes when we're in projection and illusion, depending on how severe our trauma is, even the simplest thing might be very traumatic for me to even entertain that. Okay, and so there's an energy here of like because I'm in this energy, I experience isolation. Of course, who's going to want to be around someone in this sort of an energy, like truly, like sharing? Because in order to give and receive love, we have to be able to be in the flow of being open and giving. We can't say, please give to me, but I'm not going to give to you. Now, we could. That could draw in a lot of people. And in fact, it probably did. It drew you in. Why? Because maybe there's a lesson here in what you're learning about overgiving and overextending. Okay, but that's for another day, or it might come through. I don't know. What's coming through here, though, is this person has been isolated, and they've been isolated here through a long period of time, a long period of time here, because their reality was very true to them, which is a belief, okay? A belief here that I carry a you versus me, and there's an outside world here. And so I need to control circumstances as best I can. If this means running away, if this means blocking you, if this means shutting down, if this means controlling what I'm here to do and say, it's going to happen, regardless if it create pain for you, regardless, okay? Because I'm being driven by the pain body. This has nothing to do with anything other than this. And so this person was acting in all sorts of unruly ways. Okay, there's this like overpowerment, because it's like the stronger I am in that energy, the more I'm able to protect myself. So I want to have strength in this energy of protection. Okay, but as we know, it's actually a weakness here, because we're just trying to resist and avoid and not to deal with what we're sort of needing to deal with here. This person is going through sort of this change, okay? It might be slow, it might be painful, massive blockage in this mindset. Why? Because I feel this person has been guided by your energy and been guided by an experience here that they were needing to experience. This is saying divine love. Only through divine love can we have a mystical experience here to connect and see truths within us. We can't beat up and coerce and force people out of using the same tactic in order for them to see great truth. There's a great truth that we all deserve love. There's a great truth beneath the pain, that we're all divine beings. Okay, so I feel like this has been cultivated over time. This greatness within this person has been being cultivated by your belief, maybe in this person, when they might have lacked belief in themselves. I feel like this person's been very difficult to work with, very, very difficult to work with. And they truly believe that they're lacking, and they truly believe like they might not tell you, oh, I'm difficult and I'm stubborn, or I'm a narcissist, or I'm controlling, or I have trauma. They might not say these things, but they're consciously aware that something's not right, and something's not right here. And so everyone else must be sort of going through something similar and doing what they do. So I'm going to do what I do. It's kind of like my norm. It's like, no. Okay. But it's like, I believe that this is something that is normal. I mean, normal, there is no such thing as normal, but it's a normal thing, and everyone's sort of fending for themselves. And so this thing that I'm battling here is true. It's like, no, it's not true. And you're still in this sort of foggy belief about it. This person's being given a chance. Okay. I feel like it's a chance to create a new version of them. It's absolutely beautiful. This new version of them doesn't abandon the truest part of themselves, because I do feel like this person is a very powerful energy, somebody who could command a lot of power. But if they use their power for greatness, their voice and their ability to create positive things rather than destructive things, then this person's focused and pointed in the right direction. It's kind of like, criminals, when they use all their smarts to like outsmart the system and like rob people and pull one over. And it's like, can we take this and like apply it for good? And then we could create all of this beautiful new stuff. This person is being shifted energetically in order to create a version of them that's actually pointed in the right direction without abandoning certain parts of themselves. Because I do feel like this person does have a lot of gifts to offer, as we all do. Okay, but the big old block here is this belief in lack, and this belief that they are versus everyone out there, And it's like, of course, they're going to put themselves sort of at the top of this pyramid of sorts. I feel like this person has been a work in progress here. And I do feel like this person feels, I don't know, there's a feeling, and I don't really know how to put into words, It's almost like, when things are really screwed up, and then we start making decisions that like really, really screw us up. This is the energy that I'm getting, It's like sometimes we really screw up. It's like, yeah, I better fix this. I better sort of back up here, or at least just abandon it and not to touch it no more. This is like, I'm going to go make a more mess of it because I've already screwed it up and I deserve to like suffer here. And so I'm going to create all sorts of like sabotage. This is the part that this person has been under. It's like unbelievable here, you know, because it's like there's no end to this this hurt, you know. I'm gonna say anger, but it's really, it's like a frustrating anger here, because it's like I truly believe in an untruth that I'm not worthy and deserving, and so I might as well make it to the worst thing ever, because I deserve to sort of experience this worst thing ever. I don't like this energy so much, you guys, and I don't know who I'm tapped into here, okay? But like I said, I don't feel like it's some of these viewers that are coming here, but on the positive here, okay, is the point that this person is seeing some balancing of energy here, is redirecting this energy, is seeing some guiding light here through love, through this belief of hope of something greater out there for this person to get a chance to be reborn again. Okay, and so this person has to release a lot of what they were hanging on to in way of beliefs. And this comes through an undoing and a softness and an acceptance. And if this person didn't have it, it's like they were seeing how to have softness and acceptance in order for them to welcome what is, even if it appears like it is failure, or like it's not good, or like it's you know, bad in any way, like I'm bad or what I'm doing is bad or something like this. It's like accepting what is in order for me to be able to deal with what's there. Because I feel like this person in the past was so strung up on needing the control that they might have been very much difficult to reach. You know, like really with this isolation, they could have blocked you. They could have been really running. They could have been really avoidant, really closed off, really not communicating anything here, really needing the control. And then when they were coming forward, it was like really apparent that this person was either trying to manipulate or trying to, you know, even if it wasn't apparent, it's like their sole purpose was to manipulate, or their sole purpose was to have the power up, you know, and to get self sort of the self reigns here in whatever situation. It feels very difficult and heavy. Okay, so something is sort of shifting here in order for there to be a realization. Now, I do feel like your energy is now finally coming through, and it's coming through with this acceptance and calming, okay, and this true statement that everyone deserves my love. So, I don't know. I got a commentary the other day, someone talking about, you know, this energy of love and light being all this, you know, a new, not necessarily new agey, but, you know, it's the time and age now where the planetaries are aligned, where we're all sort of floating around in this like romanticized era. No. Awakening has been happening since the Buddha time, before Christ. Okay, this energy that we're talking about, everyone deserves love. This comes through an awakening. Awakening. This has nothing to do with where the planets are. An awakening happens on our own sort of term, or on our own terms, on God's terms, and when God says it's time for us to awaken. We don't know when we're about to awaken. Awakening can happen at any point, you know, through great suffering, through a loss, through just a self-realization, through it. Now's the time. Okay, I feel like there's an awakening you're having here of a true thing. And the true thing here is that everyone deserves love, regardless of whatever sort of energy they're in. Now, this doesn't mean we accept abuse and we put up with all sorts of things, because if I hear that, then we're still not awakened and we don't understand what this means. What this means is that I see suffering and I see everyone going through their own trials and tribulations, having their own beliefs with their own projections. I do not take it personal. And I still could show love. I could still show compassion. I could still be here without feeling anger, resentment, trying to change this person, trying to convince them, trying to force them, or feeling anxious or like I'm without, you know, feeling like I'm without until this person comes correctly or understands something. No, there is nothing for this person to do for you. That this person is going to do for themselves is something in regards to healing, something that's very deep, that has nothing to do with you and has probably been here before your time, that they have to undo for themselves. They couldn't even undo it for themselves. Are they going to undo it for this connection or for you? The greatest thing that they have is their own essence, their own energy. And if they can't even do it for their own essence, their own energy, never mind everything else that comes after, their own essence and energy is needing to be seen, felt. Everyone deserves this, you know, to connecting to this part of ourself, this authentic self that is healed, peaceful, not feeling like a failure, not feeling like disappointments, not feeling like we have to struggle to be loved and to be accepted, or we have to control situations by manipulating and feel shame and feel all of this way, that we have to use these tactics. We don't. If we feel this way and we feel stuck to this way, we've been through the ringer. And so I feel like this person can feel like this energy shift within you. Okay. And so, like I said, when we have a safe place for us to allow ourselves to be seen, we still might be hesitant. We still might doubt. We still might be unruly. We still might have fears, of course. But there's space. There's space for us to feel like I can breathe, or I could see hope, or I could finally sort of go in this direction. I feel more confident in pointing my nose in a direction that's actually more productive, because I do feel like this person, like I said, was recklessly over the top the other way. There's almost like a lost cause here. Whoever I'm reading, I feel for you. I really feel for you, because this person was unruly to the nth degree. And sometimes in my tarot, it comes through very pointed and strong, and exaggerated for me to read it, but it's coming through like this. And so this only comes through a self-sabotage where I don't love self. And so I'm throwing it all sort of caution to the wind here, even though it's out of a form of control, because it's like I can control the hurts that I'm experiencing and that I'm expecting to get out of this action. And so nothing's going to take me off guard. I'm already disappointed. I'm already unloved. I'm already not included. I'm already not. And it's like, no, but what? Like, you're choosing these things that are supporting this belief. No. We're creating that reality. And I think you already know this, so I don't even need to explain this to you, unless this is your energy, of course. Okay. And I feel like maybe this person tried to pull one on you. Maybe they tried to seduce you. Maybe they tried to manipulate you. Maybe they tried to pull you into this drama world, but it's like, no, there's true acceptance pulling through here of one another. It's like seeing through each other's pain body and saying, I accept you, my brother, my sister, how you are and what you've gone through, the way that you are, and that you are, developing something here within you that's going to take time for you to see your great power and who you are in your divine light. Okay. And so to accept this truth is very painful, and it goes through a process, but it's like we have to sort of, heal in order to be at this level. And so I do feel there has been some healing and some acceptance. Also, what's coming through is sometimes when someone else sees our great light, it gives us an opportunity for us to see our great light. We may not believe in our great light at all. And it's like, if you believe or see something in me, it must exist. And this is what the power of awakening is like, when you awaken, people can feel from within you a great truth that resonates, with something that's inside their core being. It's the great truth. It's not about logic and conceptual intellect. It's totally about a greater truth of seeing someone's light, because they can connect to your light within, and then they can see that it exists. It's like, oh, it's true. It does exist. Let me get to it, because the minute we have just a little inkling of that beautiful light, we never forget what it feels like, and it sets us on a journey. And this is why the enlightening process, sometimes, we get like glimpses. We might have days where we feel like peace or balance, or just like moments in meditation where it comes through samadhi or peace or something like this. It's like, wow, now I know, what peace feels like. Now I know what sort of enlightenment feels like. And it sets us on a quest, because it's like, wow, I could be like this. I could be in this state, all the time. Okay. Or at least find the closest thing to peace. And so this person has experienced something with you that's been guiding them out of this suffering. Okay. So I don't know what you've done here, but I do feel like you're learning about, again, everyone deserves my love from I cannot trust anyone, because it's like, I don't trust this person. This person could have lied. This person could have manipulated you. This person could have said some mean things to you, but of course it's them versus you. I don't think they were meaning to create harm just for the sake of harm, but as a form of coping, protecting, controlling. So for pile number 3, what am I missing then? Why are we seeing this message right now? What is this message about? Oh, all right. So we have strength, Leo energy. Okay, this is also my ego card. Beautiful. And then we have the Page of Swords. Okay. Wow. The Hermit in reverse, isolation, coming out of this period. And look, seeing or understanding something about our courage, our confidence. Wow. Judgment in reverse. 2 major arcana. Queen of Pentacles, sorry, 3 major arcana. Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The Empress, beautiful energy. Taurus, Libra energy, Divine Feminine. And then we have 6 Wands. So more ego energy, though this is victory, success. And then the 2 Swords. Okay. And we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, beautiful angel. I feel like your energy is coming through here. Maybe this was an update on your person or what's going on. Maybe we were feeling very disheartened, you know? It's like I keep seeing the same sabotager doing the same sabotagey things that the sabotager has always done. And being like, what's it all for? You know? And this is giving you the what's it all for. And I don't know if it's any consolation. If you're just, you know, tired, you know, you're tired of this because this is very heavy energy of what you've experienced. This person is really led by your beauty here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles with this Empress is really emphasizing your groundedness and your ability to be very compassionate, caring, giving from the place of a heart that is unlike anyone, okay, anyone that they've experienced. Because this is mother energy, like truly a mother that would accept somebody, their child, okay, despite their bads, their wrongs, you know, they're convicted of murder, whatever the child does. The mother has this motherly energy. This is felt from you. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're in this person's world or not, but this is how this person sees you. This is giving this person confidence and strength to see something about themselves, confidence about themselves. There was a beast within this person is really coming through, you know, is untamable here. If anyone is to tame this beast, it would be you, according to this person's energy. I feel like this person's been isolated, been removed for quite some time. They're wanting to come out of this state, of course, because when we're not feeling loved and accepted, it doesn't feel good. Okay, but this person is still working through seeing and acknowledging the greatness of who they are underneath all of this stuff. And I feel like this is really coming through as your energy here. I think you're not fully understanding. Okay, it's great you have this love, you have this open compassion, but I don't think you're fully understanding, seeing the big picture in all of this thing here, you know? The big picture here in all of this thing is that somebody who might have been really removed from divine love, who was really feeling like they couldn't deserve love from anyone, is coming out with a hope and a belief that they too could be seen. They too could deserve love. That is beautiful and that is winning, regardless of wherever this goes, you know? And maybe we're really hung up on the 3D here, you know, like really hung up on like, I don't know, like what's going to happen here? You know, it's like, no, let's start to see things in a different way here and say, wow, like I have the opportunity here to be involved with whatever situation this was in order for there to be a win. And the win here is that somebody who is in this energy is able to even see hope and even start to understand their own confidence, is giving them the ability to breathe again, to have life again, to come out of this thing. So I already had a win. There's nothing left here to win. Now, the only reason we would want more of a win would be if we're, you know, having an ego experience here, is sitting here trying to like, I don't know, figure out something here in regards of how do I win? And Spirit wants you to know you've already won. Okay, but we might still be, I don't know, contemplating something here. And it's like, maybe we're contemplating, how do I proceed from here? What do I do from here? Obviously, my services can't be rendered here with somebody who is very difficult and stuck. What do I do? That's a very good question because I don't see what you're supposed to do. But we did get, you know, I carved my own path. Where was that? I see things in a new way. Okay. And, okay, I'm free of the habits that don't serve me. Everyone deserves love. I feel like we're now coming to a realization and an understanding. And with this understanding and this experience, we're able to make new decisions and let go. And so when we're 2 swords, we still have certain beliefs that hold us in place. So we're able to let go of certain beliefs so that we can choose differently or move in certain direction. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, what am I missing here for pile number 3 in regards to this 2 swords for those who are resonating with this messaging? What am I missing and why are we seeing this message? What more do we need to know here? Because I think if this was the thrust of the message, maybe you were needing to know, that you've been guiding, that you've been an impact, that this work hasn't been in vain. And maybe you're really questioning, like, wow, all of this pain, all of this suffering, all of this experience, and I feel two swords, or I feel stuck, or I feel like I don't know where it's going or why this happened or any of this. And Spirit's saying, no, it's already a win. You've already won. Okay, so does this person still need healing? Absolutely. Okay, but let's see. Why are we seeing this message in Spirit? Why am I delivering this? What more is there here in this message that I need to deliver? This one's crossed like that, and I'm going to leave it exactly like that. Something in progress, obviously, because we still have it sort of coming in sideways. So a release of some sort of something. For pile 3, Spirit. What is this messaging? What am I missing? And what do they need to know? All right. 7 Pentacles. Yeah, what's it all for? And put all this energy, this time, and this effort, but what's it all for? What is the gain here? Wow. 10 Cups, ultimate emotional fulfillment. The Emperor, divine masculine energy, beautiful Aries energy. We have the 8 of Wands in reverse. Okay. And then we have the Empress yet again, right beside the Emperor. You guys look, divine masculine and feminine energy. Side by side. Oh, wow. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Or in reverse, I'm sorry, in the sideways position. Okay, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Hangman in reverse, kicking it back to I see things in a new way. This Hangman is in reverse, meaning I'm still seeing things maybe in the same way I've been seeing things, or are we seeing something different? Spirit, what is this? Okay, beautiful angel. I don't give messages of false hope here, okay? And I sure hope whatever Spirit's delivering here is what this is. Your person here is is coming out of this isolation period. They're coming out of hermit, okay? I feel like this person's had a change of mind. I feel like this person wants some form of commitment with you. There's something that this person is now believing that they're capable of doing. They have the confidence that they're able to do it. They started to believe in this. Confidence in themselves to build a future with you. They see you as their person. They were really fixed on one sort of understanding in the past, I feel, and it was the belief in lack. I can't, I won't, and now they're really empowered to move in the right direction. What is it? To commit to you, to build with you, to work with you. I don't think you see this coming. I don't think you see it at all. I don't think you even see it in this person. You might see this person as so far away, They really need healing. They're really still this, that, and the other, Maybe you don't even talk to this person. Maybe things are really, really stuck. It's like, will this breakthrough ever happen? This person feels very stuck. They're not moving or doing or saying or showing anything here. They're really withheld. They're keeping their information close. I don't know or see anything about this person because it's not understood. This person is in an upright emperor. They want to be the man for you. Okay, the man I'm using because this is coming through as an emperor. If you're triggered by that, then this probably isn't your channel. Anyway, this person wants to come forward, okay, and they feel like they're really in a position to have something with you that would be successful based on what they've experienced with you. Okay, but I do feel like you might be thinking this person obviously has been withholding their emotions. They haven't expressed to me. And maybe I shouldn't be invested here. What's the point of me giving to this situation? This is just sort of a fantasy or like a pie in the sky sort of vision or like the ideal situation here that was keeping me sort of invested, but it never produced or it won't produce, or why should I keep giving to it when, I don't know, like, will this 10 cups ever happen? Okay, this person sees you as a 10 cups. This person also was in an energy here where they felt like maybe they were incapable of investing in a way to attain some sort of fruit because they knew their own capability might have been, lacking according to them. Okay, so because this is sideways, I feel like this person is working through their beliefs in their ability to produce, to invest, and to contribute, and to build something long-term and commit to you. This is what this person is working through. And I do feel like maybe you guys were sort of at a breaking point here, like I don't want to see I don't know, maybe you're like, I don't want to see or involve myself with this person no more. Or like it's been nothing but stuck here. So you were two swords deciding like, what do I do? Where do I go? I want something more in the 3D or someone who could build something with me in a solid way. And all I got here was someone I was investing in or someone who was taking a lot of my energy and my effort and maintenance. And I don't know what this is amounted to, but Spirit is showing you what it's amounted to. What's it amounted to is another human being that's now able to see some hope for themselves, for love, for themselves, whether it be this connection or not. It's like I am able to see it for the first time. Love for me that feels beautiful and pure. I can have this, I love that they feel this way, but I feel like it's been at an expense. Yeah, look, so they haven't been able to feel the confidence in being like a divine masculine. Like I can't build a family, or I will never be able to hold a job and invest or produce the thing, or like have the family that everyone sort of expects someone to have. It's like this person didn't see how they could be in an energy of commitment and stability and security and build something over the long period of time. It was something they never committed to, or they never seen as a potential for them or an ability to do so or go after it. They were very stunted here. And I feel like this person might have been called for some time intuitively to be acting and healing this thing, and it's been a tough journey. And I feel like finally there is this shift or this change that's happening right now energetically as we read, where this person is releasing old thoughts, seeing things in a new way because of this beautiful love and this beautiful guiding light of the heart, which is, again, I'm open to give everyone who deserves my love from a place of acceptance, rather than, I can't trust this process. I can't trust this person. Their pain is too hurting me. It's like, okay, but it hurts the ego, me. Because if we're attached to anything of what that person does, then we're still identified with ego. So there's only accepting that people are suffering, and seeing beyond this. And I think only an enlightened person who is sort of being guided by the divine, who's listening to their intuition, would be seeing it. And maybe we took time, or maybe we're still uncovering this ourselves because we're still sort of trapped in an ego mind, that what's it all for? And why is my ego not seeing the results or the fruit? We're still keep coming back here. And I know we're in the 3D, so we want 3D results. But it's like, no, this is all about spiritual growth, spiritual understanding, spiritual alignment before your 3D starts to act in 3D. Okay, do not be focused on 3D when we're dealing with spiritual and 5D right now. This is what we're dealing with here. Okay, and we want to know about 3D. Of course, we can know about it all day long. You want to know about it? So this person in 3D isn't in a position to do anything at all. I think you know this. They're held back. Why? Because they're hurt. They got to deal with this 5D bullshit stuff going on here, okay? So this is through compassion. This is through love. This is through understanding that there's a greater purpose to all of this. And it's not just trading your dissatisfaction in the 3D in order for them to heal. You're going through a lot of healing. You're going through ascension. You're going through dealing with a lot of beliefs that might be very narrow perspectives, and you're also developing your intuition. You're also opening your heart space to unconditional love. What is it like to unconditionally love someone, despite who they are, for how they are? How do I do this? So, beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.